Hey guys, Zach here, coming at you with another video. So as you can see, I have my lovely man in green right behind me. The Luigi's Mansion 3 First4Figures figure is quite frankly one of the coolest things I've got in my collection. I personally like my Luigi's Mansion Joyride figure more, I think mostly because of the fact that has a lot of sentimental value for me. Mostly because I've been wanting it like my whole entire life, ever since I first played the original Luigi's Mansion game. I finally only got it about 2-3 years ago. So I think that one has a little more sentimental value for me, but that is a great figure. It basically costs just as much as that figure, but it's a lot bigger, easier to find, and it lights up, and it does a bunch of cool things. So this figure is obviously made by a company called First4Figures, and they are based in, I believe, Hong Kong. And basically they make figures for a bunch of different games. They have Mario figures, they have Banjo-Kazooie ones, they have a Conker's Bad Fur Day one. They have so many figures based off of many different video game franchises. And some of those video game franchises get multiple figures. And I just really want to see my man here in green get multiple figures. Now, not of the man in green, or Polterpup for that matter, since he's in that one. I think we should see some different Luigi's Mansion statues from First4Figures, and I'm going to be posting this on their group page, so if you're watching this from the group page, comment, or if you're watching this from my YouTube page, comment. If you agree with my decisions, my choices, or if you have any ideas of your own, let me know down in the comments down below. So, let's get into the video, you guys.
ZakPak, he's always there for you. ZakPak, only on YouTube. ZakPak, what will he do next? ZakPak, let's find out, 'cause it's on with the show.
So let's get into characters and stuff that I think has the good potential to become a figure. Now obviously I think the best option is to make these PVC figures rather than their big giant statue line, because this is actually one of these, for those of you who aren't familiar with First4Figures, this is a PVC figure. It's one of their cheaper figures. This one came in at about 115 bucks because it's the exclusive edition, and a lot of their figures are a little more expensive and a lot a lot expensive and a lot more expensive and a lot bigger, just simply because of the materials they're made out of, their size and all that. So keep in mind that I think the PVC line works perfectly for this series, just because cheaper for Luigi's Mansion figures is probably better for collectors, and since Luigi's Mansion isn't as big as a regular Super Mario figure. So characters that should be turned into figures. Now obviously I think the first one that comes to mind easily is Egad, simply because he doesn't have anything. Like King Boo has his own figure, Toad has his own figure, obviously Luigi has quite a few. So I think Egad is definitely in contention for one that definitely should get his own figure. Now as to what his pose should be, I think it should actually lean more off of Luigi's Mansion 1, and he should be holding like a Game Boy Horror or something. Or maybe he's wearing the original Poltergust like he did in the original game. I think that'd be really, really cool. Have Egad stand there with his little hair, holding like a Game Boy Horror, looking up, with his glasses. I just think Egad could be a really, really cool choice. It's just such a, I don't know, it's just an interesting looking character. He would look great next to Luigi and Polterpup, and I don't know, like I would buy Egad in a heartbeat. Obviously, Luigi's Mansion isn't Luigi's Mansion without the ghosts, so this is where I think the discussion would get more interesting. If they were to make ghost models, what ghosts would they do? Would they do common ghosts? Would they do boss ghosts from 3? Would they do portrait ghosts from 1? Would they do common ghosts from 1, 2, or 3? What would they do? Well, I don't know, but I think this is where I think they should go. I think if they're going to do ghosts from Luigi's Mansion 3, I think Morty makes the most sense, simply because he's the most popular, or at least one of the most popular, portrait ghosts or boss ghosts of the game, simply because of how much personality he has, how much charm he has, and his dialogue, just everything about Morty, everyone just seems to love. So I think Morty has a really strong chance and is a really good contender of being, a statue. But in terms of like what I think would be, because like I think Morty is relatively simplistic in design. I love Morty, but he's kind of simplistic. So there are other ghosts that I think could do a little bit better than him in terms of visually, like what ghosts would look really, really good as statues. And I think there's 3 that actually really come to mind in terms of their detail and just finer things about them. Chef Soufflé, I think, looks brilliant. I think he could blend into a really, really, really cool statue. And if they were to do Chef Souffle, I would buy that in a heartbeat. It would be just so, so cool to have that as a statue. Dr. Potter and his plant would definitely be the most detailed because you also have the plant. You have all the features on Dr. Potter, like his mustache, his hat, his raggedy jacket, and his backpack. You know, there's a lot to Dr. Potter, and I think he would be the most detailed figure of the bunch, and I would buy him also in a heartbeat. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Clem. Clem is, in my opinion, one of the best looking designed ghosts. He's got, like, you know, you could tell, he's one of those ones where it's like, you can tell his personality from his visuals. Like, you can tell he's a hillbilly. He's, you know, like Chef Souffle, he's a chef, you know that, but you don't get much from the name or what he looks like. He just looks like a generic chef. Dr. Potter just looks like a regular gardener. But you see Clem, he's a hillbilly. He's a bit of a nonsensical kind of, you know, mischievous kind of being. I like Clem. As much as I did not like his boss battle, I liked him as a ghost. And I think he could work really, really well as a statue with Luigi. As much as I hate to say it, he definitely could, and it could definitely work really, really well. Those are the three that stand out in my mind, but again, if I missed one that you want, maybe Helen Gravely, whatever, let me know down in the comments down below. And yeah, so let's move on to Luigi's Mansion 1 Portrait Ghost, because I don't want to just give the love to Luigi's Mansion 3, because they also do statues for older games. Like I said, Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and, you know, they got statues. So what about older Luigi's Mansion Ghosts? And this is hard for me. This is really, really hard. I think the most obvious choice for Portrait Ghost from Luigi's Mansion 1 to get a statue would be Madame Clairvoyant. I think that makes the most sense just because of her design. She could have a desk in front of her with a crystal ball, and she could be looming over the crystal ball. It could look really cool. The crystal ball could light up, and it could really, like, light up her face, and it could look really cool, like, with the lights off and all that. Yeah, I just think that she lends really, really well to a statue. Like, it just, I think Madame Clairvoyant makes sense as a statue. Who else am I really trying to think of? I mean, personally, I love every single ghost in Luigi's Mansion 1. Every single Portrait Ghost. Even if I wasn't a huge fan of their battle, I just like the ghost in terms of design and personality. Now, I will be doing a ranking video for the Portrait Ghost, so stay tuned for that sometime in the future. But, I mean, if you want another, I guess Neville sitting in a chair, simply because, like, he's the first Portrait Ghost you fight. He's relatively iconic for being the first Portrait Ghost you fight. Or Chauncey in a crib. Or, you know, just stuff like that. Shivers with, you know, candelabra. Or a piano with melody sitting on it. So just, there's so many possibilities. There's way too many possibilities when it comes to which Portrait Ghost from Luigi's Mansion 1 would lend really well to a statue. I still think Madame Clairvoyant would be the best one, because of the fact that, like I said, she has a crystal ball that can light up. It can really show the details on her face. She's really intricate in design. There's a lot to her. So I think Madame Clairvoyant is my choice of who I think would look the best. But, you know, there's so many other Portrait Ghosts they could do. So, like I said, if you have someone else you think would work better, let me know down in the comments down below as well. Alright, so if they were to make a statue based on common ghosts, I don't think they would do it. I don't think First4Figures would make a statue based on common ghosts. If they did, I think it would be smart to do multiple common ghosts in one statue. So like how the Luigi and Polterpup statue has multiple characters in one, I think that would be the best approach to that. Just simply because one ghost on its own, it's cool, but it doesn't mean a lot. So I think, like, the thing is, though, I don't like a lot of the designs for Luigi's Mansion 3's common ghosts. I mean, the Goob is generic, in my opinion. The hammer is just a giant rectangle. So if anything, I like the Oozers, the Slinkers, and the Trappers, and I think they would look really, really cool on a statue. Just, again, because of their design, but then you're leaving out the two main common ghosts from Luigi's Mansion 3, being the, you know, the Goobs and the Hammers. So if anything, do all five in a single statue, or do the four, Goobs, Hammers, Oozers, and Slinkers, because Trappers don't appear much, but regardless. But I would much prefer if they did a statue based on the first game here, with the first game's common ghosts, the gold ghost, the purple puncher, the blue twirler, the, you know, the garbage can ghost. literally any of them would be fine with me. Literally any single one. I think it would be cool to have a statue of the main 3 common ghosts. The gold ghost, purple puncher, blue twirler. I think that'd be really, really cool. Or, if you really want to get into the thick of it, the Luigi's Mansion 3DS game had a statue of the common ghost, and I think it had gold ghost, purple puncher, blue twirler, and garbage can ghost. Maybe Shy Guy ghost, I don't know, but do a statue of that. Like, just do that. Like, that would be a really cool statue to have next to Luigi, or even behind him, like all the ghosts looming behind him. I don't know, that'd be really, really cool. Just something like that. Oh, and have the ghosts light up, and like, you know, maybe have like dimmer bulbs inside the ghost, and then like brighter ones with the eyes, so that the eyes really glow. You know how beautiful common ghost statues would be, especially if they lit up. Like, that would be my dream, to own a statue like that. Maybe yay high, like maybe a little taller than Luigi, but with the common ghost from Luigi's Mansion 1. Now, I know this is obviously based off of Luigi's Mansion 3, so we probably wouldn't get common ghost from Luigi's Mansion 1, but like I said, they've done older games in the past, and I'm sure Nintendo wouldn't, you know, say no to, you know, Luigi's Mansion original stuff. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. I think that's mostly it. That's mostly all I got to say. I don't think I really missed anything. I touched on, I think, a lot of the main points for this kind of idea, so let me know down in the comments down below what you think they should do for a new Luigi's Mansion statue. What do you think maybe the price point should be? I think if it's like a single character, like if Morty gets his own statue or something like that, or if Madame Clairvoyant gets her own statue, then it should be the price of the singular Luigi statue, because it's a singular character. But if it's like the bundle of ghosts, then obviously it's going to be a little bit more. But regardless, let me know what you think down in the comments down below, you guys. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.